Uh, in terms of the program thus far in the mid-season report, I'm extremely proud of our guys. We had a team meeting the other day, and we pretty much let it all hang out and really don't pull any punches when we meet. And I ask them to give me their honest opinions, and as well as myself. So we just all came to the conclusion that we felt as if we was competing. We felt as if there's been a progression in the program, and unfortunately, with the situation that we're in, it's not going to show itself or merit itself in wins or losses. Wins right now in this particular column. So we're still working, and I spoke with Coach K probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he gave me some sound advice, and I really have taken heed to it. And he told me it was 3 things, and he really couldn't imagine being in my position and going through this transition. But he really told me that it's 3 things that I really had to learn, and the program had to learn. And he said, the guys got to learn how to fight consistently. Number 1, night in and night out, and secondly, they have to learn how to compete night in and night out and consistently. And he said third, which is probably going to be the toughest thing, they have to learn how to win. And I think people take that for granted, just learning how to win. So, we've been in close games, but the reality is in the past several years, we haven't shot a free throw that was meaningful on the road with the opposing team's fans hollering in your ear, when you up 2 or up 1 with 16 seconds. And we've been in that situation against Savannah State, and we didn't come through. But, sometimes before you win, you have to learn how to lose, as eerie as that sounds. And, overall, I'm just proud of the kids' progression. They fight night in and night out. We've been on demand, really haven't had a complete roster to work with. Everyone has never been healthy on the same accord. So, we've been lacking, but that's just a part of the game. We're no excuse ball club. So we come in and night in and night out, and, just compete the best way we can. Those are the times that we have to find a way. And we have to play winning basketball. We always say with 7 minutes remaining on the clock, that's winning time. And during winning time, those loose balls, those second chance opportunities, diving on the floor, just getting that 1 extra possession or limiting the opposing team to 1 extra possession, all that matters. People look at close games and look at, they'll start from the minute remaining, then rewind the clock and say, okay, they lost the game here or there. But, truth is that the game could very well be lost at that 6-minute mark when you let a team get 2 or 3 chances on the offensive backboard and so on and so forth. So, make no mistake about it. We're young, we're inexperienced, and slightly immature because we don't have people who's been in this situation, So that's the uphill challenge, but we welcome that challenge and we embrace it. And as we move forward, hopefully we can get over that hump. Yeah, it should be nice. We should have some home support. I hope the weather don't, prevent many of our fans, because we have if you know anything about North Carolina Central, we have one of the biggest followings, in HBCU basketball. So, we're definitely looking forward to it. It's pretty much a homecoming for myself, if you want to call it that. We have a couple of guys on the squad also, and Nick Chaston and Cleve Sherrod and Dijon Mans, which will serve as a homecoming for them. So we expect a great turnout and great support. I love Sid. Sid is a great guy. When I was 9 years old, they won the national championship, and it was my first year joining the Raleigh Boys and Girls Club, and they gave out these big posters, and I just remember the poster of him, Thurl Bailey, and Derek Wittenberg holding the trophy. And he came and did community service at the Boys Club, and he signed my poster, and I still have that poster. So we laugh and joke, and we talk all the time. I talked to Sid twice this week, and congratulated him last week on, if I believe it was, on the Duke win. So it's pretty big, and he has his program going and headed in the right direction. So we're definitely up for a challenge. It always feels funny. I've been extremely blessed to be in this position because, I'm sort of like the guy that's a midget standing on giant shoulders when it comes to Coach K and Coach Williams and Sid. So I just become a sponge and just soak up all advice that they can possibly offer. And, that's just the guys on Tobacco Road. And, last week, I get a call out the blue, and it's Mike Tomlin from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I hung up on him because I'm a big Steelers fan, so I thought someone was playing a joke. So I just, first thing, he's like, "Hey, LeVelle, this is Mike Tomlin." I just hung up the phone, and I guess he called right back. I guess he thought it was my cell phone carrier or something, and you know, just the line was cut off. But I didn't answer when he called back, and he left a message. So I pretty much saved a voice message, and you know, he gave me a lot of support and said he was following me, and you know, just continue to progress and take the program in the right direction. And he know it's tough, but eventually in 2 or 3 years we'll get there. So if I ever need anything, just feel free to call him. And you know, it was amazing, you know, just hearing that advice from a Super Bowl champion. You know, I really don't know. It surprised me, Mike. It really did. I think he read ESPN when this summer. So I guess just like we follow football, they kind of follow, you know, what's going on in D1 basketball or whatever reason. And I think he read the ESPN cover story, and you know, from there, I guess he said, "I'm going to follow this guy." And he comes from a small background also with William and Mary, I believe. So, you know, I guess he's kind of rooting for the underdog. And I guess he saw a little bit of me in himself, you know, with no disrespect to him. You know, just being young and being a minority in a business that's, you know, pretty much dominated by senior coaches, and you know, just getting the opportunity. And he was probably a big reason why I was able to break down some doors and kick down some doors and get an opportunity myself, you know. So myself and Jeff Capel at Oklahoma, we're good friends, and we talk about him all the time. And plus, he's Steelers fan. So Obama. Obama. Hopefully he can tell me I don't have to do my taxes this year. And but he has so much on his plate. But he's a big basketball fan also, so let's knock on wood. He may call, so I'll make sure I answer my phone on any 202 or 301 numbers and coming out of D.C.
Chris had pointed out the only 2 schools y'all have actually played for 3 years running, and one of them was Colgate. Do you hope to have this series go every year, and y'all talk about that?
The Colgate series?
The state, NC State.
Yes, most definitely. I just think it's good for the area. I just think it's good for the Triangle. I think it's good for the state of North Carolina and just our fans and, you know, their fans, and, you know, just also them understanding and knowing a little bit more about us, and our fans understanding and knowing a little bit more about them. So, you know, it's a I don't want to call it a rivalry just yet. You got to win a couple of games for it to become a rivalry. But, you know, I just think it's good for all areas. They're a tricky team. You know, they're extremely tricky. One night they can beat you outside, and then they have a animal down on the block in Tracy, you know, and I'm pretty good friends with Tracy. I actually used to train Tracy before I got the job here. So, you know, I know what he's capable of, and, you know, he's a great player, and we don't stop him. You can only hope to contain him and minimize his touches and push him as far away from the basket as you possibly can. But with that being said, they have Horner, and, you know, the freshman Scott Wood has stepped up and hit some big shots, and, you know, he's developing some confidence off the Florida State game, and Javier Gonzalez and DeGan, you know, he's a Boston guy, so, you know, we'll kind of take it easy on him. But, you know, they just have they have all their pieces in place, and it seems like everyone is playing with extreme confidence, especially after the Duke game. I didn't see the Carolina game because we were actually playing at the time, but, you know, I think they went on a 9-minute spurt where they didn't score. You know, just by watching a little video of it. So, you know, it's tricky. We definitely have our hands full, and, you know, it's definitely a challenge that we accept. But, you know, we've pretty much seen it before in playing some of the bigger schools, ACC schools such as Carolina and VTech and Miami. So, you know, I'm sure we're ready to accept the challenge.